Welcome back to another edition of the Physics Friar. In this series, we'll be talking about Jesus Christ, whom Christians believe is Lord and Savior. I know, at least personally, that if it weren't for the existence of Jesus, of the existence of this man who walked the earth 2,000 years ago in Palestine, in a country hundreds, thousands of miles away, that I don't think I'd be a believer in God at all. But who is Jesus, and what's this Savior business? Well, in this episode, we'll be taking up that first question by way of an introduction through the short Czech film Most, which is an allegory of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Most, or The Bridge, is a Czech film that boils down the story, the gospel of Jesus Christ, to its barest form. See, in the film, a boy dies trying to save a bunch of people from a terrible train crash. And in a similar fashion, Christians believe that Jesus died to save us from sin. Now, in order to be Catholic, we must believe that Jesus died and that his life, death, and resurrection is saving. But we're not actually required to believe any one interpretation of how it is saving. And most is one such interpretation, an interpretation that I like, actually. Most interpretation goes sort of like this. Think of God as the father of a firefighter. And there's this 5-alarm fire, and God knows that his son must go in to fight the fire, and that it's likely that his son isn't going to come back alive. But God still allows his son to enter the burning building to save the people. In a similar way, the father in Most allows, or rather makes the agonizing decision to lower the bridge, knowing that his son will die, but choosing to save the people. That's the gospel. That's the good news of Jesus Christ. I mean, you can look it up in your book on page 43 for a definition, but the gospel is Most, that God lowered the bridge, that God sent his son in to save the people in the burning building. That God so loved the world that he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, even if it meant that Jesus was going to die. But that brings us to today's question. Who is Jesus? How can we know him? And why should we know him? Stay tuned for a response to that question in the next episode.